Picture this. Keith Gill, Wall Street Bets, a group of Redditors and subredditors got together, pooled their resources and their life savings together to beat Wall Street at its own game. And what it really did was expose Wall Street
for what it really is.
You low-life, lying, four-flushing sack of shit.
You know what's crazy about this entire saga? These billionaires are so greedy that they went so far as to burn through millions and millions of dollars just so that the little guy couldn't have a cut. This movie is stacked. You've got Paul Dano, Pete Davidson, Sebastian Stan, America Ferrera, Vincent D'Onofrio, Nick Offerman, Shailene Woodley, Anthony Ramos, Kate Burton, Clancy Brown, Talia Ryder. It's stacked. Now, I do have some issues with the production value and the concept, the direction of the story. I have issues in some of the performances. Compared to The Big Short and Margin Call, which I absolutely love, those respective movies were stacked too. They had the same caliber of actors in those films. I think the production quality of those films are better. They're written better, and the production, the editing, all of that works better in those films, especially The Big Short. That was hilarious. And what contributed to it was how it was edited. It was sharp. And this one, the scenes are long, overextended, like segments in a TV show. This film would have benefited if it were a mockumentary, because it seems, although it is a dramedy, it seems to take itself too seriously. Eat the Rich, the documentary about the GameStop saga, was better and more entertaining. Now, this film was entertaining to me because I rolled my eyes at the injustice and I laughed along. But I think compared to the soundtrack that it has, which is a lot of hip hop, it didn't pair well with the soundtrack. It wasn't hip. The music didn't pair well with the scenes. The scenes were too long, but it is still an entertaining film. As far as the performances, now Shailene Woodley plays Keith Gill's wife. Keith Gill is played by Paul Dano. She has a pivotal role. She is the wife of this man who is betting their entire life savings, their kids' college fund, on GameStop, which on paper seems like it was inevitably going to be bankrupt, that bankruptcy was imminent. That's what it seemed. But she pushed him and believed in him and encouraged him. And I feel like her performance was vacant and reactionary. And I think we needed something more, a little more fire compared to what was going on. I don't know that the performance, maybe it was a miscast. I think Paul Dano did a decent job. This is a fine actor, Oscar caliber actor, but I'm a stickler for accents, and he utilizes the Boston accent in the beginning of the film, but he abandons it the rest of the way. It was very noticeable in the scenes with his parents, played by Clancy Brown and Kate Burton, who mastered the Boston accent, and he and Pete Davidson don't in the same scenes. That was a little strange. He is playing Paul Dano, a real live person. I think he should have maintained the accent throughout. Pete Davidson doesn't even attempt it. You just hear Staten Island. And he does keep the comic relief going. I think He was entrusted with the comic relief, and I think he does well to keep it going throughout. He was funny. Everyone has funny scenes. Seth Rogen was funny. Sebastian Stan was hilarious to me. I think everyone has their moments, but I think the writing needed another pass. I think as far as the editing, it should have been choppier and punchier, and the transitions would have been better from scene to scene, because again, it's just too long and drawn out, the dialogue. And it would have benefited being a mockumentary, especially since it's coming on the heels of Eat the Rich, which was a better film. As a documentary, it's an okay film. It probably would blow up when it's streaming. I don't know that it's going to hold an audience in the theater. Listen, at any rate, Dumb Money will be released wide in theaters this weekend.